Okay, lots of good progress here, but a few things that need to be taken care of. If you take a look at your 3D view here, you can see that your foundation wall is not lining up with the first floor, and then you can also see that some of your second floor walls are not lining up with the first floor. And also, again, I said this before, I'm not sure I said it to you, but you never place walls on top of walls in Revit, especially if the wall is going to extend completely up to the next level. So, for example, in this instance, there should not be a wall here, a second wall. This wall, the top constraint should be up to level roof, so that one, what happened here? Do you have a height restriction? Let's see. Okay, same thing here. If these walls are going all the way up to the next level, then this first floor wall should be extending up to level roof. Now, what I don't understand is why I can only pull this direction on your walls. Something is strange here, because I should be able to click on this and say up to level roof, and then this wall should extend all the way up there, but for some reason it's not going up, and it's only letting me pull it back down. I'm gonna have to look at how you created your... Well, to tell you the truth, I'm not really sure why these won't extend up to level roof, but what you can do is when you go to make the roof, we can use attach top to base, and we can connect them that way. So I'll show you an example. So say I want to connect this wall over here up to the roof. I'm just going to make a box. It's not going to be the right size. I just want to show you. Hit the green check mark, and I'm going to go back to 3D view. This should be at level roof. Oops, my fault. And now I should be able to say this wall and say attach top to base, and then it will go up to the roof. Okay. So these walls on top of walls, we're going to fix that when you create the roof by pulling it up. However, you're going to go ahead, you're going to have to insert your windows over again. Good news is they're in your project, so it shouldn't be too bad to reinsert them. Same thing here, we have to delete that, we have to delete this, we have to delete that, we have to delete this, we have to delete all these, and then you want to click on the wall and you want to attach top to base, so you want to pull all of these up to the roof level. Okay, again, I know you have to get your roof created first. Let's go back to the first floor plan though. So right away what I'm seeing is, and you can see this too, is you can tell your foundation walls are way out here. They should be aligning with the face of the clapboard siding wall, so you need to modify that. One thing you could do is you could go to the basement plan, and then you could turn your underlay on in this basement plan so that you can see the first floor walls. So you go underlay, we go to first floor, and we're going to hit apply. Okay, so now on this basement level, you can see the walls of your first floor, so you're going to want to click on the wall and use a line tool. So you want to align the face of the wall. See, it's hard because I need to select the wall face. If that won't work, I'm actually just going to use the move tool. Because they're really far off. Okay, and then you just detach the target. So all of these walls need to be moved so that they're on the face of the walls on the first floor. And then you just keep detaching the targets if that's the case. So look how far off they are. And you could just keep using the move tool. The other thing is, I don't know that these foundation walls need to be 12 inches thick. That's pretty enormous. So they just need to fit underneath the 2x6 wall. So you could probably use a 8-inch masonry wall, or if you wanted to do an 8-inch, even, let's see, if you wanted to take that foundation wall that you had, you can edit the type, duplicate it, and you can call it foundation 8-inch. Okay, edit it, and then just change this to 8 inches. Yeah, that seems a lot better. you got like way too big of a wall in there for what you're working with. So all of these walls, I'm going to select all the instances in the entire project. I'm going to change all of them to that 8-inch foundation wall I just made, detach the targets, and then I'm going to continue to align the walls all the way around. So you still need to move them so they're way off the first floor. Okay? And once you're done moving all those, so if we look in 3D now, we should be able to see the one that we did move. So we did align this, see how it's right underneath it. That's what it should look like. So they shouldn't be hanging out like this, how you see here. That's the purpose of the underlay, is so that you can align all the walls properly. So we're going to go back to the first floor plan. Again, these walls should be directly underneath. If it's easier to move those foundation walls in this plan view, you can do that instead of the basement plan view by using the Align tool. But you definitely need them underneath there. The other thing is I shouldn't be able to see the basement walls in here, so I don't know if there's an underlay or if it's just something with the view range where I'm looking down too far. But either way, I should not be able to see these. So it may mean that you need to hide those walls once you get them aligned. See, because I can still see them way back here. So then I would align all of them, and then in this view I'd select all instances visible in the view, and then I would right click and say hide in view elements. Okay, so I should just see the first floor walls. Looking at some other things on the first floors, and I noticed this on a couple of homework assignments, all these windows are turned the wrong way, so you need to flip them. So you click and then flip. All the glass should be facing the outside of the wall, and you should have a ledge on the inside. So you need to do that to all the windows. This window is inside of a wall, so it's in the wrong spot. It needs to move over here more. You can see this wall, something's happening here where it's not lined up. You need to move that and adjust it. Flip that window. You're missing the cased openings. The cased openings are going to be in the Insert tab, Load Family, and you're going to go into Openings, and then you'll find Openings. These are all the cased openings. Here's a door opening. There's an opening with an arch, an opening that's cased. So you want the cased opening, load those in, and then you could go in and insert a component, and the cased openings are here. If the size of cased opening that you need isn't listed, you can go ahead and create a new size. But let me just show you. If I pick that and then I click on one of these walls, that's what a cased opening should look like. It has hidden lines to indicate that there is an opening above. Okay, so that needs to be modified as well. It looks like your floor boundary needs to be modified here, like you moved some of your dimensions and then didn't fix your floor boundary. So you want to edit your boundary and then move the floor boundary back so that it is in the proper locations. I'm not going to do it all the way around, but you get the point. Line that up to the proper location, hit the green check mark, and that's fix that. And you needed to fix it in several different spots over here and over here. If it needs to go into the core boundary, make sure it's doing that. Over here it's all over the place. It's on the outside of the walls in some spot, in the middle of the walls in other spots, so you just need to make it consistent. Okay, the stairs are actually inside of your wall right now, so if you notice, these have to be moved out. They should be on the edge, so we need to move those and put them over here. And it looks like you have a warning with your stairs. If they do not reach the next level, it says. So you need to figure out why that's happening. One of the things that I do when I create stairs is I'll show you. I'm just going to move your wall out of the way. So insert, we're going to do architecture stair, and now I'm going to start the stair so that it's a run on the left. I'm going to bring it up, I'm going to stop it, and I'm going to bring it over, and you have to continue, run on the right, and you have to continue the line until it says 0 remaining. So you can see it over here. I can't point to it with my mouse, but it says 0 remaining. And then you know you've created enough stairs, and then when you start the stair and then stop them and then start them again, it creates that 3x3 landing. And then you can adjust the number of risers by pulling down right here. So if you need more risers on this side, you would just pull this down until you reach the desired number of risers. So you might need, it says it in the instructions how many you need. If the opening is too close to the stairs, you might need to pull the opening down a little bit more. But that's how you properly create stairs that go up to the next level. And it's giving me a error message right here because when I created that landing, I clicked a little bit too close to the side of my staircase. Okay, so the stairs need to be modified. Your interior walls are not generic 4-inch. So I listed this in a couple times. This is going to be an interior wall, and you want to use the partition wall. However, it seems like you're missing some partition walls. You can use the 6.5 partition wall, duplicate it and rename it. So you're working with, I'm just going to call it interior partition, and then I'm going to edit it. So I have a 2x4, so this is going to be 3.5 inches, and I can use 1/2 inch drywall. So my overall thickness is a little bit more, as you can see, than the 4 inches you had before. Also, this is really bad practice, like these little bits of walls. You never want to do that. You always just want to click the wall and extend it to where you need it to be. You don't build bits on bits of walls. It's really frustrating for people who are trying to work off your drawing if that happens. I also noticed there's lots of warnings for this, that they missed the target, which might mean that it's not connected to an object above, or it's not connected to another object. I believe this is supposed to be a cased opening, so you pull it all the way over, and then like I showed you, you insert a component and you would insert a cased opening into that wall to show that there's a passage between them. Okay, so you really, some of these things are just like these windows, they're not spaced properly. They need to be moved over and centered in the space, and you can use your dimension strings to do that, but otherwise they're just too close to the edge of the wall, so that's going to cause some problems. The building's not dimensioned, so make sure you're following proper dimensioning standards, and I showed you how to do that. There's no fireplace in this house, as I showed you, as I stated in the instructions, so I believe that this doesn't belong here. I'll double. Yes, that's right. That bump out doesn't belong, and this wall should just continue on. It's missing the other wall, so you've got some issues with your dimensions there that are happening. I would show you proper dimensioning standards, but I have another video in Blackboard that shows you that. It's a little bit difficult to do with your drawing. You don't need to show these interior dimensions. The other thing I want to make note of is there is no basement below a garage. This would not be a basement level. This foundation wall might go down about 3 feet, but it's not a full basement below the garage, so you need to adjust that. Right here where your stairs come up, you need to edit the boundary of the stairs, and you need to create an opening around the stairs. And again, we did this in our homework. I'll reference it for you. So in chapter 9, we practiced creating openings. So again, you're going to go to your second floor plan, and you're going to have to create a boundary that's around these stairs. You'll have to break it so that it's a single boundary line, otherwise it will give you an error message. But that opening has to be in the stairs themselves, so you have an error message because these lines are intersecting. I actually don't know why your floor doesn't go over here as well. So shouldn't your floor be over here? And then the opening cut out of the stairs. Right, so make sure that you're using your book and you're referencing back to the assignments that we did. There we go. Now you'll see that there's an opening in the stairs. It looks a little funny on the other side because I don't know what's happening with your walls. The floor, I'm not sure why it's called 3/4 inch sheathing. I'm going to edit. This is not correct. You don't put gypsum wallboard on the floor. the floor construction is given to you on the drawings. It's listed in the section here. It's a tongue and groove sheathing over floor trusses.